You know what it's like to have the cops show up at your doorstep, warrant or no warrant, and want to break in.
We're here in Atlanta, which in the 1960s was the crucible of the civil rights movement. Now in 2020, it's one of the cities that's become the heartbeat of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Joe Biden won the presidential nomination on the shoulders of older black voters in the South. But it's younger people of colour and progressives that could transform Georgia's future, which has for 28 years voted Republican. But the support for him here is lukewarm at best.
How do you feel about Joe Biden?
I'd rather him than Trump.
A Biden presidency is the candidate of least harm, yes.
It's an election with two politicians that are both anti-black.
This election is about more than just Donald Trump and Joe Biden. It's also about how Americans view the modern-day civil rights movement.
Black Lives Matter doesn't mean anything to the people behind that movement.
People think that that is a political statement, saying that Black Lives Matter instead of just a statement of our humanity.
They're here to dismantle the Western prescribed family structure.
Black Lives Matter has touched every community in the country, not just major cities like Atlanta. So I've come to a rural county half an hour south of the city, where Ebony Carter, a first-time candidate and activist, is running in a district that has voted Republican for 2 decades.
What's it like going out campaigning with your daughter?
Oh, we had fun. We just had fun.
We just be talking. I mean, we live together, so us canvassing is like anything else. We just be chopping it up.
She's my brave little girl. She always takes chances.
Ebony is running a grassroots campaign focused on expanding healthcare and better funding for public schools. She canvasses with her mum, Deborah, and baby daughter, Nairobi.
When you campaign, you're really just trying to meet people where they are. People are on Instagram, I'm gonna be on Instagram. If people are at home, I'm gonna come to your house. As soon as I say I'm running for office, people will be like, oh, like, that's so cool. Some people though, they're like, oh, you're 25. Do you know how to do a budget? Hold on 1 second, guys. Stay right here, please. I just want to stop by and give you one of these. My name is Ebony Carter, and I'm running for state representative. What I'm getting most from people is that, like, this is not the time to not vote. Like, if you're doing anything right now, you need to be voting.
This is your first year to get the vote.
Are you registered to vote?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, period. Here.
Thank you. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, and I would like to have a say-so on what's going on.
But even though you're not into politics, you know that it's important to vote this year, right?
Because that's our voice.
Do you think Joe Biden speaks to younger people of colour in this country?
No. I mean...
That's very honest.
Yeah, I have to be really clear with that one. However, I think that Joe Biden is overwhelmingly the best choice for the job. And I'm honored to be on any ticket with anyone who is actually going to fight for American lives. And I think that's what he's going to do.
Black Lives Matter is getting absolutely hammered in the conservative press at the moment. Has that stigma made it harder for you to talk about it?
People think that that is a political statement, saying that Black Lives Matter instead of just a statement of our humanity. I'm always gonna be fighting for Black people. Always gonna fight for Black people. But what I'm doing now is trying to represent the people of Georgia who feel like they have not had someone truly representing them for what they need and who really cares about them.
While the Black Lives Matter movement may be inspiring a younger generation to seek formal political power, it's also being weaponized by the Trump campaign. I came to see the president's son talk at a rally in the city of Savannah.
So we have a fight ahead of us. He's camouflaged for the radical left. They can come to middle America, they can go to the Rust Belt, they can come to Georgia and be like, no, he's a moderate. It's Blue Collar Joe from Scranton. It's none of those things. You're not a moderate with Kamala Harris as your VP. Are you there?
Watching the president's son here deliver a speech that is a mixture of stand-up comedy and conspiracy-tinged misinformation. And actually, when you speak to a lot of people in the crowd here, you hear that used to describe Black Lives Matter protests.
Black Lives Matter doesn't mean anything to the people behind that movement.
The organization itself is a domestic terror organization.
Why should businesses be burned down? That's not appropriate. Why should police officers be murdered? It's disgusting.
You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. What the hell do you have to lose?
4 years ago, Donald Trump won just 8% of African American support. But this time around, he's seeking to energize a conservative movement among black voters with initiatives like Black Voices for Trump, launched here in Atlanta.
What do you prefer? Blacks for Trump or African Americans for Trump?
Angela Stanton King is one of the biggest names in that group. She's a former reality TV star who was recently pardoned by Donald Trump for her role in a car theft ring. She announced her run for Congress in the seat that was held by civil rights icon John Lewis just weeks after receiving that pardon. But she has practically no chance of winning here.
This community has been voting Democrat for 140 years, and the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results.
Why do you think Donald Trump and Republicans in general have done so badly at the ballot box with African American voters?
I can't say that they've done badly. I mean, he's the president. When you look at the polls, right?
8 to 10%.
When you look at the polls, well, that goes to show you why it's important for the black community to stop aborting their children. If you want to have bigger numbers in votes, then stop listening to Democrats telling you to abort your children. They want to pay for it. When you abort your children, you abort your votes.
It's a pretty radical view.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's radical, but I mean, if you execute a black life, that's a black vote.
Angela's extremist views on abortion do not represent the majority view among black Americans or the public as a whole. But there are darker forces at play in her campaign. Angela's social media is littered with slogans tied to QAnon, a far-right anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that claims Donald Trump is secretly waging a battle against a deep-state, Democrat-run cabal engaged in paedophilia. Followers also believe that the online furniture retailer Wayfair is selling children in overpriced cabinets, and that Trump is planning a day of reckoning known as the Storm.
You have been accused of sympathising with the QAnon conspiracy theory.
Who accused me of that?
Many people, and I just wanted to ask you about a few tweets.
No, I need you to be factual.
When you tweeted, "This isn't about COVID-19 or Black Lives Matter. This is a major cover-up for paedophilia and human trafficking."
That has nothing to do with
what
QAnon.
Did you mean? What did you mean by that?
Exactly what I said.
Well, give me some evidence.
I don't think it needs any explanation.
Okay, so when you said, "Did Ghislaine Maxwell tip off authorities about Wayfair?" What did you mean by that?
Exactly what I said. What's the next one?
So do you believe that an online...
Exactly what I said. You can read. What's the next one?
Do you believe that an online...
Exactly what I said. What's the next one?
Do you believe...
We done. Let's go.
Do you believe that an online furniture retailer is peddling a global paedophilia conspiracy?
You watched just like I did. Let's go, y'all.
You don't want to answer questions about QAnon?
I don't know anything about QAnon. You know more than I know. None of my tweets say anything about QAnon, so you're making accusations.
What about this tweet? Angela, what about the tweet when you said the storm is here? That's QAnon.
It was raining that day.
It was raining that day?
Yeah. No, he got it. I already gave it to him.
It was raining that day.
Disinformation campaigns are just one element of modern-day voter suppression, which is rife in Georgia. Black Voters Matter is dedicated to registering African American voters and getting people out on Election Day. I joined Fanika Miller in Peach County as she traveled through some of the area's poorest neighborhoods with limited access to the ballot.
This is tough work, right?
This is very tough work.
Day.
It's 365 days a year, 24/7 work, just about. So they closed the precinct that was on this side of town. They used to have a precinct that was closer down here, but we don't anymore. We don't have public transportation in this community or in this county at all.
How does that affect people trying to vote?
We have to do a lot of rides to the polls. We have to do a lot of, how y'all doing? Are y'all registered? I'll get them.
Despite those barriers, there's enthusiasm for change here.
Do you know who you're voting for yet?
Of course, not for Trump. Thank you, sis. We don't say the word.
How are you guys feeling about Joe Biden?
That's who I'm with. That's who I'm voting for.
You know, the George Floyd situation, everybody's become more conscious. Yeah. And with that, I think it's going to manifest itself at the polls.
But that's not the only kind of viewpoint Fanika is hearing.
Joe Biden, he's trying to legalize pedophiles.
No,
So I was
I think that's just sometimes it's just misinformation and I think propaganda sometimes. All I'm saying is let's not fall for the okie doke and make sure that the rug is not pulled from up under our feet in our communities.
How often are you dealing with misinformation and QAnon?
5 days a week.
Dangerous, right?
It's very dangerous. We're living in dangerous times under a dangerous administration.
Hello. I won't get too close to y'all.
Despite these dangerous times, Ebony is convinced her new brand of politics can win the old-fashioned way, out on the streets, trying to change people's minds.
They play some pretty good tunes in the square, though.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Why am I doing this? Because somebody has to.
I know that people are gonna be like, wow, like she got way more votes than I thought she would get. She got way more support than I thought she would get. Got way more donations than I thought she would get. And I really just want to show people that like it's possible.